That, that. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Folklor America Show. I'm your host, Daniel Florentino, and today I have a guest, Gabriela Ramirez. How you doing, Gabriela?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
How's it over in Washington? Amazing?
I'm pretty good. It's fine.
No, that's good to hear. The reason I reached out is I consider you right now like the one of the top person for having the attention of Loporico with your TikTok. I think you're about to cross 30,000 followers right now on TikTok. Your
Yeah.
Instagram has about 5,000, I think. And then I don't know if you have any other social media outlets, or is that mostly what you use?
Yeah, I just started my YouTube channel not that long ago, but I'm still trying to get used to it.
Yeah, that takes a long time. YouTube,
Yeah.
yeah, you just gotta keep posting and drawing people. So like, yeah, go to my YouTube channel. Yeah, go to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So,
And you have to edit, and that takes a long time.
Well, what do you use to edit?
Yeah. So I usually edit on my laptop. I use Adobe Premiere. That's mostly what I
Mm-hmm.
use for that. Yeah.
Okay. And then do you film on your phone, or what do you use to film?
Yeah, I film on my phone. I have the
Oh, okay.
iPhone 10, I think. So
Ah,
the camera's okay.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I would get. I use InShot. It's an app
Oh.
to do all my phone edits. Like I do Premiere, but if you don't have a killer computer, Premiere takes like 10 minutes alone.
Yeah,
Take
for real.
forever.
It just
It's just
crashes.
garbage. Yeah, and I mean I do use it when I need to like fine tune things. Like if I have to edit, like either I'm making a music video or if I'm making some sort of like thing for the group and I need timing issues where I'm cutting from like
Hmm.
scene to scene, then yeah, I use Premiere so I can get the sound waves. But if I don't, I just use straight InShot. It's gonna save you so much time.
Yeah. For my
And it's a
TikToks
free
though, I
app.
do use. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good. For my TikToks, I do use what is it called? Like Video Leap. It's kind of like InShot. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
little bit different. And then if I want to add filters, I think I use what is it called? Prequel. There's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of different apps you can use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just try to reduce the amount I use Premiere because Premiere is just I don't know, it's something else.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good product to have. Everybody should know how to use it. It's kind of like mandatory if you're gonna create content.
Yeah.
So how long have you done it? How long have you been in dancing?
I started 6 years ago. I joined a group from my church. And I danced for them for 1 year, and then after a while, they decided to stop teaching. So, I think like a couple of years passed, and 2 years ago, actually, I co-founded a group here in Tri-Cities, Washington, with a friend, and so we've been like directing the group ever since until, Corona.
Hmm. Oh
So
shoot!
yeah,
So you said you've been dancing for 4 years? You said?
for 6 years.
Oh, for 6 years.
Yeah,
Damn, that's quite a while. And then so you started. How old are you right now?
I was 17. Yeah, I was like a junior
Oh,
in high
okay.
school.
Shoot, not too bad. So I always ask this question because I started when I was like 5 years old. I started when I was really little.
Uh
So
huh.
I never got what drew you to it because it was just something I did. You get me? All the way up to maybe when I was like 13, when I started getting paid for shows and like I started getting hired to do like little gigs and be in these small little groups over here in LA. So I don't get it when people are like, yeah, it's like I see it and it's
Like
so
they
much
want to
fun.
get into
The
it.
skirts, they want to get into it. I just look at them like, why? And let's see what happens. All my maestros can't walk. Like half of them blow out their knees. It's, like this is like
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, come learn it, and then like I'll teach you technique because luckily I've had zero injuries from Puerto Rico. Like my knees are fine, my body's fine, everything's holding up. But I just see a lot of my friends just going down and down. One knee injury, one leg injury, one back injury, one lower back injury. It's
Sorry, it's like cutting off.
no worries. But so yeah, what like got you into it?
Okay, so I remember that there was an event, near it was like one that the church, coordinated, and they had a lot of groups go, but there was only one folklorico group. So I remember seeing them, and I was like, wow, that looks really cool, because I've never seen it before, to be honest. I didn't know anything about folk before I saw them. So I was like super interested, and so they said that they were going to have a practice And so I went, and a lot of people showed up, and like the next day, more than half of them, like stopped going because they were like, "This is too hard." But I kept going. I've always liked to dance, so it really wasn't like a challenge for me because I'm really fast at learning stuff. But yeah, that's how it started. I was just like, "That looks cool. I'm gonna join."
And then when the group, when they stopped teaching in that first year, who was teaching? Like, who was running the Washington group up there?
So it was this girl, her name is Cristina Gomez. She's not like an actual licensed teacher. She learned, I think, in Mexico, and then she just taught what she knew. So it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like a professional, I guess you would say, teacher like taught us. It was just we learned things, and then we just retaught it, kind
Mm-hmm.
of. And that's
Yeah.
what I do right now. I don't have like an actual teacher.
No, I don't think anybody has a. I don't think anybody in Puerto Rico has a Puerto Rico teaching license. The only people I can think of that like would be, I guess, qualified with a degree are people from straight from Mexico, from the University of Guadalajara in Colima. And
Mhm.
it's not a certificate. They have like a 4-year study of dance degree in Puerto Rico, where that's all they focused on and that's all they learned. Like, I think we have even a seamstress from here where he graduated from the University of Guadalajara, and all he did was study Puerto Rico dresses and designs and patterns and all this stuff. But other than that, I don't think there's no license. It's kind of like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I don't know if she learned. I'm not sure. I think she learned from her mom. It was something like that, where she
mm-hmm,
learned from her mom and then she just retaught what she knew.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we just learned like Jalisco. It wasn't like she had like a huge repertoire or something like that. It was just the
Mm-hmm.
basics that we learned. And
Oh,
then
okay.
after that, I like looked up videos on YouTube to learn like Sinaloa or Veracruz and stuff like that.
I didn't think about it from like other cities because when I found out that there's like local groups like yours in Washington, and then I knew Texas always had them, but then I saw the other groups from I think like one in Louisiana and another one in Chicago, and just I was like, what? I'm like, this
Yeah.
is further than I thought it was because I'm 29 years old, so Flocorico, my Flocorico experience was pre-social media all the way up to probably like social media didn't really, really kick off till I was like maybe a junior in high school. So
Hmm.
I didn't know any other Folklorico dancers other than the small knit group I would dance with and like go around. Everybody knew everybody. It wasn't like, oh, look at this huge community. Now Folklorico community is huge. Like you can
Yeah.
just reach out to anybody and it's crazy. It's nice to know that you're not alone. I guess
Hmm.
that's basically what I'm trying to say. But so, what do you have planned for your group? Like after this whole COVID thing, or once things like slow down, what do you want for them?
So I feel like during quarantine, I've learned a lot about folk. Like I started my Instagram maybe like a year ago, and I didn't even know there were like this is really bad to say, but like I thought it was just like Jalisco, Sinaloa, and Chiapas. Like those are the only ones I knew about. So then when I started my Instagram, I was like, wait, there's like so much more to this. It's not just a zapateado, you know what I mean? So
Mhm.
after that, I kept learning more during quarantine. So now I feel like I'm a little bit more prepared to teach because I plan to do like technique exercises. Before I didn't do that. I would only teach them like the steps and then faldeo, and that's it. So I feel like now I'm more focused on technique and having like a set cuadro and like knowing how to choreograph better, I guess.
Ah, that's good. Yeah, that because of the 4 regions you brought up are the most popular ones because I think they have like the prettiest dresses, and then like then people that get more into it, they started going into like Tamaulipas, Nuevo León, and the Nortes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw you went into that, right? You did a couple Norte songs, I think, or
Yeah,
maybe
I
all.
did a little bit of Chihuahua.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
that's
we don't
always
have a lot of guys, so we can't really do that now.
that's everywhere. That's
Yeah.
everywhere. So I think I have. I'm blessed. I got 2 more guys recently, so I have a total of 3, including myself would be 4. And literally, I only dance because there's no guys. If there's guys, I wouldn't be dancing. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm done. I don't need to do no more shows. I'm too old. I'm too old. But I never
Yeah.
enjoyed shows. It was more practice. I enjoy practice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know that sounds
I
weird
enjoy
to say.
boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, cause, I don't know. never. It was always more fun in practice because that's where you get to play around, you get to joke around, you get to do your thing.
That's true.
Hmm.
You
And
can
then
create new
shows,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
And people take it too seriously sometimes for the shows. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. Just do a good job. And they're like, no, but it needs to
Yeah.
be extra. I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. Just do a good job.
Just don't mess up the steps, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just be there.
Hmm.
So, and then what do you do right now? Just,
I literally just do Instagram videos. I'm not working right now, obviously, because of COVID, and I try to get a job, but I don't know if I'm going to get it, to be honest. So I'm kind of just staying home and learning new things about folk, and that's about it.
have you thought
Yeah.
about opening up like a Shopify or something like that to take advantage of the market you have?
I haven't looked into like sponsorships or anything like that. I don't really know if I'm like qualified to even do that. If I have like enough
Mm-hmm.
followers or something.
Mm,
I don't know yet.
no, it's like a business thing. A lot of people think that they need to. I'll basically tell you how it works. Basically, if you have a certain amount of, if you feel like you have a good amount of followers, then you can either go to a company or you can go make your own business account and then market those products that you want to market to your audience, and then they purchase it through whatever website links or affiliate links. So a lot of times, let's say, for example, we'll take something easy like Amazon. They have an affiliate link where you can make your own little Amazon influencer account. Everybody pretty much qualifies. If you have like over 500 followers, you qualify. And then from there, you pick the product you like. You can like buy one yourself to test it or something like that. And then every single time somebody asks you a question, like the most recurring questions I think I see, because we've gotten some business because you just mentioning us from where'd you
The
get
skirts.
the skirt? Where'd you get the
They
skirt?
always ask
From
me.
America. And then boom,
Yeah.
I get a message. Hey, Gabriela said you got. I'm like, oh okay, here's the prices, here's everything. But yeah, and that's basically how it works. And so you would just set up like a link to something, and they click on the link, and then it takes them to that product. So if anybody asks like what type of lipstick you got, they're like, this is the type I use. Of course, use it. That's ideal.
Yeah.
So you find like a red lipstick that you really like, and they're like, this is a red lipstick I use. You put an affiliate link, or you just send them the link, and then they click on it, and then a portion, like 20%, 10%, 15%, depending on the company negotiation, kicks back money back to you. And that's all
That's
it is.
cool.
It's not, I'm just saying so. I don't know.
I
I'm
might look into
pro,
that.
I'm pro business and pro, like, yeah, you should get a job, but you shouldn't get a job. Like, you should get a job to pay for your bills, and then you should make a ton of extra money figuring out how to make more money. So that way you can
Yeah.
leave the job and then become self-sustainable.
Mhm.
And so everything I've done for like the last, since I was 24, has just been like figuring out what's the next business to do, what's the next idea to do,
Yeah.
until you fail enough and you're like, okay, I figured it out.
Well, are you guys like a nonprofit, or are you guys like an actual company
We're an
business?
actual
Like, how
company.
does that work? Oh, okay.
That's pretty simple. It's going to be a lot of technical knowledge for people like wanting to start their own thing. Um, you just file an application. You just go down to your local business bureau office or whatever it's called, and then you look up your company name on the computer, and they're like, oh, it doesn't exist. So then I just made Folklor America as
Mhm.
a sole proprietorship, which just means that I'm the sole owner. Nobody else owns it.
Mhm.
And then you have a DBA, doing business as Folklor America. So now whenever, like, a lot of my dancers will ask me, do I make the check out to you or do I make it out to the company? I'm like,
Oh.
no, we're a business. Make it out to Folklor America. Put Folklor America on there.
Uh huh.
Because this isn't like some rinky dink thing. Like, and then basically that just tells the IRS to tax you under that name. And that's all it is.
Okay.
It's literally for tax purposes to keep track of everything.
Mhm.
But that's it. And then once you get bigger, you can go become a corporation, which you should do. Like, I think everybody should be a corporation. We haven't done it yet because I'm just waiting for the year to pass, and then I'm gonna apply. But it's to start your own business is like $37 here in California at least, and to become
Yeah.
a corporation is $200. And then all the corporate tax. So whenever you hear, oh, somebody's giving tax breaks to corporations, it would apply to you.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so you're like, oh, okay, I can
Interesting.
get corporation, which is one, yeah, pretty much you can.
Wow. I might look
Yeah.
into that too.
Yeah, I'd recommend it because you have the attention, so like why not like use it to pay for new things because your group needs folklorico costumes. And if you get new costumes, then you can provide new services and new content for your viewers. So
Hmm.
like the more they help you, the more you can help them. So it's just like this mutual relationship that just continues and builds off each other.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the way I see it. So I
Hmm.
just went the Tarima route. So I started building Tarimas.
Yeah. How's that going?
It's going well. We're selling. Every time we put a post, we get like maybe 5 or 6 inquiries, and then out of those, like 2 or 3 probably get buy one, and they're pretty simple to make. And then all the money, literally, once I get it, it goes back into the group. So I
Mm.
think we might get a gig working up north for a group really quick to build like maybe 10 of them, and then all that money is just gonna go to costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like.
Costumes are expensive.
Mhm. Yeah, I didn't realize it because the skirt I sold you, I sold at a loss, and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got luck because you were our first customer, believe it or not.
Yeah. I think it was like, how much was it? It was like
80 bucks.
80.
It was 80. Yeah, I charged you 80 bucks, and then I was like, yeah, it's fine. We just need the fabric, and then some
Hmm.
ribbon and some lace. So when I did all that calculation, I was like, no, no,
Yeah, that's not
it's
gonna work out.
not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. Because I had bought some fabric one time for a little practice skirt, and it came out to like, the fabric is pretty cheap to buy. It's not a lot. Depending on the yardage, so you can get like 120 yards for $1.35. And then the ribbons you need to negotiate on. Some people sell them for you $10, $6, $8. So you gotta haggle your way and find like a good vendor. And
Hmm.
then the last thing would be like the one that costs the most is the lacy part.
Oh, at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the lazy part kills you. It's just like, and then after you gotta pay the seamstress.
Do you
Luckily, I
guys have
learned
your own seamstress?
we did until she got scared of Corona.
Oh.
So I don't know if you remember early content. The lady that was always in pink
Oh
over
yeah.
there, yeah, she had like the pink skirt. She used to do all our dresses. So
Hmm.
she's a founder and she's like the godmother of one of my kids, but she did everything for us for free. And then out of the profits, we would pay her and then pay the group. Does that make
Oh,
sense? So
okay.
she would help us out a lot.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and then she had school, and she's like, "I'm not going outside anymore. You guys are on your own." And I'm like, "No."
Mm.
Yeah, it's tough. So now we pay a lady. We have two. We used to have 3 different seamstresses, and then 2 of them got COVID. So they had both of them had skirts too that they were making, so those skirts are dead to me. It's just
Yeah. You're not tempting them.
Yeah, I just told the people, I'm like, look, the seamstress got COVID, so that skirt is gone. I'll make you another one, but it's gonna take some more time.
Hmm.
And then the other lady, she's fine, so she's making them. She taught me how to cut everything, so now I can cut everything, and then that reduces costs on the seamstress side, because it goes from like them cutting and then putting it together to them just putting it together, and it takes less time. So, but
That's
other than
pretty
that,
cool.
that's pretty good. That's all it is. And then, do you think about coming to LA or to a bigger city
Like to live or to visit?
to live?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I've always wanted to live in LA, especially because I want to join like a folklorical group over there. Like that would be my dream, but I don't know. Like the cost of living is higher, obviously. I don't know. Maybe in the future. Right now, I don't think so.
Hmm. And then, did you go to college or?
Yeah, I went to WSU and I got my bachelor's in psychology.
Oh, okay, so you're a college grad. Hey, more education than me. There you go. Good job.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I did college.
No.
I did community college for a couple of years, and I was just like, I can't do this. This is
Like
dumb.
nope.
So I'm out. Peace. So if you could join any group right now, group would you join? Just like hands down, bam.
I don't. There are a lot of groups I want to join. I would have to say, CFLA would be one. I like Resurrección. That one's a good one.
Mhm.
I would pick you guys too.
Yeah.
I think you guys, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna go off of like who's the most famous. I would join any group that is close to me. So if I were to live like closer to you guys, I'd go to you guys. I wouldn't drive like all the way over there just to, yeah. I think, yeah, those three
Mhm.
are good.
Yeah, no, there's no. Those are I wouldn't consider myself in the top, but out of all of them, Resurrection with Valpuesta, he's been at it
Hmm.
for like over 20 something years, 25 years with his group. So he's an amazing group. And then Garelli BFLA has been around for I don't know a couple. Let's see. She started because I was in her group when she first started. I was part of like the 1.5 wave because when I came back from the military, she had hit me up to join, and so I was like, yeah, sure. So I was with her for 2 years, and just helping her out and dancing. So that was fun. So she's been around 7 years, 8 years, I think, maybe 9. She's been out for a while. But the other one that you didn't mention, have you heard of Relampago?
Yes. Do they wear like red Jalisco dresses?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen them. They're really good
Yeah,
too.
yeah, they're. No one knows about them because the lady in charge doesn't do a lot of social media. But she owns Disneyland. So all the dancers you see at a
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
not owns Disneyland, but she owns the Folklor that goes to Disney.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
she
cool.
has that market share, and she pretty much runs the OC. But since they do zero media, nobody knows about them. Like they have a whole
Oh.
school from I think it starts in middle school. It's a charter school, or they have folklorico programs from 6th grade all the way till your senior year in high school, and then from there they get people and they transfer them to the folklorico company,
Mhm.
Relámpago de Cielos, and yeah, like she has an endless supply of students that just come in.
Wow.
It's insane because she's the director of that school for that arts program.
Mhm.
So, and I'm like,
Wow.
you could be so much bigger if you just market it. So, but they'll do it soon.
I
Mm-hmm.
have heard of them. I think I know some dancers from there. I just didn't remember their name. There's like so many groups in
Mm-hmm.
LA and they're so good. But yeah.
Yeah, everybody has their group. Everybody's divided. So, but we'll see who's left after COVID.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see who goes back. Cause I have a feeling that some of my students are not gonna come back. Or they're gonna be too scared to like come when we practice.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see how it goes.
So people are really scared. Like,
Kinda, yeah. I mean, there are people who are not scared at all. And they don't wear masks at all. But there are people who are like freaking out about COVID. Like they just stay home. They don't even want to go out. And they order like all their groceries. They order to the house. They won't even like go out for groceries. It's crazy. Cause I think
seriously?
it started in Washington. I think it started in Washington. Like to the U.S. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cause King County was the one that first like hit. And then it spread out.
Oh, did they have like a port or something, or?
Like a lot of people visit there, like across where they visit, like in Europe and stuff. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of those people that live there go over there. So I think that's how
Uh,
it started.
it's insane. Yeah, because like,
Yeah.
I mean, people are worried here. Like, pretty much almost 90% of people wear masks. Once in a while, you see somebody without one, and usually because it's like he's outside, he's not indoors, because they don't let
Uh huh.
anybody into a grocery store without a mask. But yeah, that's kind of crazy because I think of Washington and I think of like your population. I feel like you don't interact with as many people on the day-to-day basis. So like the odds are way, way
Yeah.
lower to get COVID. I don't know.
No, yeah, my county is like, I think my county is the one that has the most COVID-19 cases in my state. I think, or is it Yakima? I forgot, but it's like,
Shoot, that's crazy.
and Yakima's not that far away, so.
Yeah,
And we're
yeah.
like in phase 1.5 or something. I don't know if you guys have phases, but ours is like 1.5. We can't even get to 2. It's that bad. So they made
That's
like a new
insane.
phase for us.
Well, we had phases, and then when the riots happened, basically when the riots happened, COVID didn't exist anymore. And it
Yeah.
wasn't even like the riots were not that bad, I guess
Mhm.
you would say. Compared to the LA riots in like the 80s and 90s, those people were actually shooting guns at people and killing each other. But this one wasn't too bad. It was just people robbing rich stores, like robbing the Apple stores, robbing the hiking
Mhm.
stores, like. So everywhere else, everybody was just like at home, just chilling, just watching it on TV. Like, oh, are they done yet? Yeah, so, yeah. But yeah,
That's
once
crazy.
that happened, they just everybody just had this thing of like, okay, we just dealt with this. We're over COVID, right? It's over. We don't need to deal with it anymore. And it just had
Mhm.
that feel, and then it slowly crept back. It was like, no, 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 guys, we gotta relax. But yeah, they opened everything, and now they pseudo closed it to where they moved everything outdoors. So everything is
Yeah.
outdoors. Because I don't think our economy can take closing everything, especially in LA. There'd be too many jobs lost. Too many people would lose everything. So
That's crazy.
yeah, it's not cool. It's not cool at all. So then, what is it? Another question I wanted to ask you was like, where do you see yourself in like 5 years from now?
In 5 years, hopefully I have a studio, like my own studio that I can just have classes in. Cause eventually I want to do like, not Zumba, but like fitness. I think that
Mm-hmm.
would be cool. So to have a place where I can do all that would be really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to be directing my group, obviously. Maybe like take them to Duff. I've always wanted to go, so like having them go and like experience that would be cool. Because I think some of them like they like folk, but it's not something that like they're super super passionate about. So I feel like if I take them to a conference or workshop, it might like help them realize that it's like really cool and that you should like put more passion to it. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's true. So, oh, that's crazy because I remember when Duke came out when I was younger, and I would sit there. I'm like, who would want to go to Duke? Like all the teachers are here at LA. Like, like I get Washington. You come from Washington, you go to Duke because
Yeah.
it wasn't that popular back then. And there's a lot of politics, so they're always fighting over like,
Oh.
and then they split, and then now there's like two, three different ones. Like there's a whole bunch of like back end before Duke got established as the workshop to go to.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was the thing. I would just sit there. I'm like, all our teachers literally go from here and go to Duke. I'm like, why did I go to Duke?
Oh, is it pronounced doof? I said duff. That was weird.
Oh,
Sorry.
Duff.
I don't know how to say it. But
Duke,
yeah.
Duff, same thing. It doesn't matter. Um, so
So
I'll
like
sit there.
all
Now
your
I see it as
teachers
this
go
big
there.
thing. Hmm?
All like the teachers that you have go there for
No, a
that.
lot of them. A lot of them go there.
Oh.
So
Cause I thought that like people from Mexico would like they do that? Like they invite
hmm
maestros de Mexico also?
yeah, it's multiple maestros. So they have maestros from Mexico, but at the same time, a lot of the maestros from Mexico teach here too in
Oh,
LA.
okay.
Because it's just like they'll stay up somewhere. I think there's some guy from Veracruz there's a couple guys from University of Veracruz that teach here. There's a couple people from Guadalajara that teach here. There's a couple people from Colima. So it's like these varying, like everybody's here. So every time when somebody would tell me
Mhm.
to go to a workshop, I'm like, yeah, okay.
I
Mm-hmm.
already took that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we don't have a lot of workshops where I live. I think the
Mm-hmm.
closest competition is like in Colorado. So,
Colorado? Seriously? God, that's crazy.
have you heard of a group in Seattle? They're called Bailadores de Bronce. I think that's like the biggest group that we have in Washington.
Mm-mm. Never heard of
Have you
them.
heard of them? Yeah, they're like associated with University of Washington, and I think they have gone to competitions and things like that. But we've never done anything
So
related
there's
to
no
that.
competition like widespread, like as in like if there's a focal point to go for like let's say to invite all these different films to competition, people would actually show up. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Now I'm curious to do it because like I want to throw a competition. We're already planning one in the works for a COVID competition, to where I use a dance studio and have entrances and exits for students to come in and perform. and do their thing
Mhm.
and have judges. But that's crazy. But you were saying, sorry, I'm just wandering off.
No, it's
You were
okay.
saying about your dance studio, like you're interested in the business aspect of it and doing everything like that.
Kind of, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm really into business, kind of. I like having like managing things. I like doing that, like directing, managing, stuff like that. So I think having my own studio would like really be awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Shoot, that's about. That's where I'm trying to get to, my own studio. That's gonna take us probably like 3 years, if I had to do a guess.
Mhm.
If I can track our growth rate and everything like that, hopefully like we can rent. And then my plan B to shorten time is getting a license to do extermination, because I have a feeling that COVID's gonna create a boom in the extermination industry. I don't know why.
Mhm.
It's just a guess. And I'm just gonna, whatever studio closes, I'm gonna take it over. I know that sounds kind of messed up, but there's a lot of businesses closing down because they can't afford the rents, and then the people, their landlords don't own the property. The banks own the property, so they
Mhm.
can't give them a break because they still need to pay, the banks. So it's kind of like, I was talking to a couple directors and like, yeah, I'm giving up my studio. Yeah, I'm giving up my studio. Yeah, I'm giving up my studio. Yeah, August, I'm done. August, I'm done. So if I had to put money on it, like, the only groups that will be left with like a studio will be our studio, Corona Dance Studio. Shout out to Corona Dance Studios if you need a studio. Um, because the landlord owns the property. So,
Oh,
and
okay.
that property has a retirement fund. So as long as the lady covers her expenses, she's fine. So she has that luck, so she'll be fine. She'll be open. And then BFLA has their studio, so they'll be open for a while. And then I think I know Resurrection's not opening practices till maybe August or later because of the whole COVID thing. Because I don't know if the guy can. I don't know how his rent situation with his landlord is. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of groups that are gonna fold.
Mhm.
It's gonna be just this big
Yeah.
void. Mhm.
Yeah, right now I'm having practice in my backyard, but we're like all obviously all spread, like we spread them out.
Mhm.
Um, but we don't have a lot of people that come. It's like max 4 or 5 people who come. So we practice a little bit. I just don't want them to like if we do go back, I don't want them to go back and like not know anything, you know.
Mhm.
So I want them to be at least a little bit prepared. So when we do perform, they don't start from zero.
No, that's how you know who's committed too. Because I had the same thing when
Yeah.
I was putting more video content out there. And then it was just that the one girl, Andrea, that you see a lot of times in the videos, she'd be the only one that would come. Her and then the other dude on demo. And I would just be like, well, I guess you're learning everything I know because we're just going to blow through everything. Have fun. And then from there, and it
Mhm.
helped me a lot because now that we're like pseudo reopened, we have to do outdoor practices. Um, they know all the material that I'm going to teach. So I
Yeah.
can split them off into groups. I can say, you take the beginners, you take the intermediate. You guys stay with me so you can learn this. And that way it doesn't fall on me. I can depend on them a little bit during class time. So
That's
it's
good.
kind of, well, it's a blessing for them because they get the experience. So if they ever decide to leave, they can start their own thing.
Yeah, and they can teach,
Mm-hmm.
and they have that. That's
Yeah,
good.
because
You
I
can tell
super,
they really like to dance.
yeah, they do. They all do pretty much. Like we got some new ones that are new, so we'll see. I could tell one's whatever's about it, one's really into it, and one's in the middle. And
Mhm.
then some of the other people that came in, I think we got like, I want to say 7, 8 new students. They're like, yeah, they'll like it, they'll enjoy it, they'll practice. Especially when they're like, can I get a tarima from you? I'm like, yeah. And they're practicing at home now, and I'm just like, oh,
Mhm.
okay. Apparently they like it. I wasn't sure, and they bought one for me, so clearly they're gonna practice at home.
Mhm. That's
So
good.
that's the thing. So what's your approach to when teaching students? Like, what do you look for, or like, how do you identify problems? How do you correct them? What are your methods?
So usually I'll start off by like doing the steps. I always start with the steps versus faldeo. So I do the steps and I try to do it them like super slow, and then once they get it, we go fast. Then I add the music, but then usually they kind of mess up when I put the music, so we have to go back and practice it again. So it's
Mm-hmm.
always like trial and error. We go back, you know what I'm saying? So we practice and then tried it with the music. We still can't get it, you go back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that's not like the right way to teach or anything, but like, I didn't have any experience teaching or anything, so I'm still learning, but I think they are getting it. I mean, I see that they really try, so
Mm-hmm.
that's helpful that they want to get the steps down.
No, it's good. Yeah, there's always been two philosophies. One, the way you're doing it, where you show on the steps, you put music and you try to sync it together and go from song to song. And then the other way of like, companies just do pure technique for like an hour to an hour and a half and then do 30 minutes of songs. And it's
Yeah.
like, I think, well, when I was working with BFLA, that's the way she was doing it. We would just do like an hour of technique. Of like this technica rasa and all that stuff. And then that's the way I teach my students is I just do like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes of pure technique. That's it.
Yeah.
But,
I
yeah.
do add some technique in the beginning, but like they kind of don't understand what technique
Mm-hmm.
is, so I have to like start kind of slow with them. Because if I do 1 hour, I'll be like, okay, well we're practicing the songs, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I do a little bit of technica rasa in the beginning, like I would say like 10 minutes, and then after that we just go in with the songs.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, it's important. I mean, I always try to reiterate it so they understand because I get that look too. I'm like, oh, why are we doing this stuff? Like, why am I not learning any songs? And I'm like, look it. And then I'll refer it back to certain steps and certain songs. I'm like, look, if this technique falls under this song, this technique falls under this region, this does this. I'm like, you learn all these techniques. When I put the music on, you're gonna learn fast. But
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna take you. I have two girls that have been with me for almost 2 years now. They've learned all my techniques, all my stuff. And then there was a point where I think it was a little after a year where whatever song I put for them, they learned it like instantly. Fast. It was just like, and that's what I look for. But the growth periods like bamboo, it's so slow that people die.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a good way to weed people out if you're looking for comedian people. This sounds messed up, but it's true because like if they're not willing to put in that front work, then
Yeah.
to get the end benefit, it's kind of like,
Yeah. You need to
so.
do the hard stuff to make it look good. But yeah, I'm trying to like put more technique into my practices. And like trying to explain it to them too, not just like we're doing this to get better. Like this is gonna help you, and you have to bend your knees. I always tell them bend your knees because your knees are gonna hurt if you don't bend them. Like you have to have good posture and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think some of the best posture right now I've seen in groups is I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say anything, but Frank Orleans.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his
Rasta.
group name. I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
tell my
I
wife,
don't
I'm
know how
like,
to say it either.
I always say
Like
this
rasta
papapate
something.
or something like that, and then she's like, that's not how you say it. I'm like, yeah, but it sounds better. He'd probably yell at me if he ever heard me say that. But yeah, his group, all he does is focuses on technique and posture. That's it. He didn't do any skirt work. I remember somebody brought it up. Why don't you do skirt work? And it's because it's really hard. He said it's really hard to teach somebody all three in a short amount of time of practices. If you only have 2 hours, it's not enough time. Twice a week, 2 hours. It really isn't, honestly.
Hmm. I
Yeah.
saw his show Orígenes, I think it's called, on YouTube, and I was just like amazed by their posture and like
Mm-hmm.
it's so elegant. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it looks so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just ballet. That's what he focuses on, and that's one of the things. I don't focus as posture. It's not as big in my classes as it should be because I don't have the time. But it's something we do for at least 10 minutes of like the basic ballet exercises of position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and just reiterating that and constantly because I remember I was a band geek, and my director used to say I could get 100 homeless people, teach them how to sit up straight, and they would look better than you guys. Which is true. Like, and so I tell my dancers now, I'm like, look, I could get 100 people that don't know how to dance, teach them how to stand up straight, and they walk on that dance floor in that theater, and they look professional. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's all it takes. It's just walking up straight. People get that impression, and you put the music, and they fall apart. But, you know, So that's the one thing. So yeah, we try to focus more on skirt work and footwork, and then like 20% posture. Mhm. And then
Yeah.
workshops, and then you bring people in. Do you do that by chance? Do you bring people in to teach or no?
No, we actually have, one of our dancers, her mom's sister. She actually, teaches in Colorado. I forgot their name, starts with an O, but she came and she did a workshop for Baja California, but it was like, I think we learned, what is it called? El Patito?
Mhm.
And like we had, all of our age groups there, so it wasn't like super intense, but it was good enough for us to like get the basics of Baja.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
And
that's
how'd
the
you
only
figure Baja?
workshop. It's so tiring. Oh my god. But it's so pretty. I love it, but it's just so tiring. I actually teach that song that we learned to one of
Mhm.
my groups, our younger ones, and they really love it. It's really fun. I like it. Because we only focused on Jalisco and Sinaloa for the younger kids. So having this like new region for them was really fun.
Oh, that's crazy. That
Hmm.
yeah, I remember. What is it? They had before I started my own group, I was dancing with this other group just to get back into it, and I was teaching zapateado technique.
Hmm.
And they brought in a Baja like instructor to do it, and we did that for like a month. Everybody lost weight. Everybody,
Really?
everybody lost like 5, 10 pounds. Everybody was slimmer just from the jumping and the
Yeah.
kicking.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just heavy, but it's a fun region to do. I
Hmm.
remember what was it? I think I was like maybe 14 when the whole wedding thing caught fire. Because one group from Baja did like a whole wedding thing where
I love
she had the
that.
white hat and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And after that, I always say Folklorico is like a domino effect. If one person has a cool idea, next thing you know, everyone's doing it. It just spreads like wildfire.
Yeah. As
Because
long as
everybody's just
not
learning off each
anyone.
other. So, yeah, it just took off. And I just thought it was funny. I was like, okay, that's the next thing. Like, did you see the YouTube? It was on YouTube. The performance of I forgot what university was dancing, but the Folklorico performance that was put out that's touring right now in Mexico. They did
I
like
haven't.
Bruja with like the guys had 3 candles or 4 candles that they were holding.
Oh, that's
Hmm.
crazy.
Yeah, they had one here on the what is it where their elbow was, and then on top, and then 2 in their hands, so 5 total. And they went around the girl, which is supposed to represent Bruja, not Bruja.
Hmm.
And I was like, this was right before COVID hit, and I'm like, watch, 3 months, everyone's gonna be doing
Yeah, crazy how trends work.
it. No, I think it's funny. I love it. I just like calling them. So, let's see. I guess last question to wrap this up. What, like, I don't know. What do you personally want to get out of Folklorico, or what do you wish there was, like, in the Folklorico community for, I don't know, your dancers to do, or for you to do? If it was, like,
Hmm.
as mainstream as it is, as, like, ballet, or, you know, tap, or any one of the other genres.
I don't know. That's a hard question. The opportunity to go to Mexico and actually like get a license. I think that would really help me in just teaching in general. Those things don't really like some people don't have the opportunity to go to Mexico or go and get like training in ballet and stuff like that when they're teaching. So I guess for me, like the the best thing that could happen would be go to Mexico, get my training, have classical training also, and be able to teach like well, I guess. I don't know. I just feel like right now I'm teaching, but I don't know if I'm giving like 100% of what I could be, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. No, that's cool. Yeah. Other than that, thanks for sitting down with me. Thanks for talking to me. And
Yeah.
everybody listening, you can catch Gabriela on her TikTok, Instagram, all under Gabriela Ramirez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all just her name. I'll provide the links down below. I'll copy and paste them. And make sure to subscribe to your YouTube channel and check it out. Alright then. Thanks everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.